Orin, I believe that you've been listening to the totalist diva of them all, Ryback, and is it true? No, Ryback has a podcast. Is that right?
Ryback does have a podcast. It's called Conversation Singular with the Big Guy.
So there's only been one podcast.
Just one.
It's misleading because there are multiple episodes. So there's been far more than one conversation with the Big Guy.
Is it possible that it's just been one conversation split up into like numerous different podcasts, or does it definitely seem like, multiple conversations?
It's hard to say. I'm gonna guess one long conversation.
Is there a chance that Ryback is in a room right now still having that same conversation?
Yes.
If I picture Ryback podcasting, I picture him like driving in like a Dodge truck, right? Like he has like a huge truck. Mm-hmm. He's wearing like a Bluetooth or something, and he has like a headphones, and he's got like a mounted microphone inside of the dashboard of his giant truck, and he's like pulling through the drive-through of like, I don't know, Chipotle's don't have drive-thrus.
No, yeah. I can imagine this.
Can you see this?
Yes.
This is like, I don't imagine he ever sits still. He's just like driving in this truck everywhere, filming his every move.
I'm also picturing the truck as having like blue denim upholstery on the seats. I don't know why.
Oh god, yes.
For some reason, I'm just picturing that, or like the outside of the truck is just like coated with like blue denim. I don't know why. It's just something that's in my head. How is this podcast to listen to? Is it a fun?
So I'm not a religious listener of Conversation with the Big Guy, but it's one of those things where I am subscribed to it.
Sure.
So if it does bleed into my listening session, I'll listen for a little bit. Mm-hmm. It's not my favorite, and I say this as a fan of the Big Guy. Mm-hmm. He's a little negative. I don't know if you could imagine that, but Ryback seems to have a chip on his shoulder.
I've heard him yelling about Marx. So I listened to like maybe 2 episodes, and he screamed about Marx and those fucking Marx a lot.
He has a character. He has like a bit he does for his podcast and on social media called Mark Fur Life. Right? It's like his alter ego is Mark.
It's a furry segment, isn't it?
Yes. Mm-hmm. So
he's a mark for the fur life, is what I think it means.
That's his persona, yeah.
Right, so it's like a hat with a wig coming out of it, and he does like he has to use a Snapchat filter to like distort the face for like his like.
Yeah. So last time I heard anything about it, he was griping because they haven't brought that filter back in a long time, so he can't do it. And fans keep asking him to do it, and he has to tell them on Twitter they haven't brought the Snapchat filter back.
Oh no!
So the standout for me of the Ryback podcast is one that aired several months ago. So this isn't recent. But it's Ryback sharing stories about the good old days back in the WWE and, the boys in the locker room and all of that. And he said that when he was in FCW, he was well known because he made his own homemade liquid Cialis that he would sell to the boys. And that he was like the locker room dealer of liquid Cialis too, not just regular, but like liquid.
And Cialis, is that like dick stuff, or is that what is it?
It's a boner enhancement. It's like Viagra, right?
Yeah, totally.
So he was selling boner juice.
Have you never gotten the email for Cialis? Come on.
I'm sure I have, but it's just I was like, I don't know what Cialis is.
I didn't know this was like a liquid version of Cialis. Now the idea that Ryback sells boner juice is fucking insane.
Wait, didn't something happen with him and Brock Lesnar in Cialis?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember the joke? Remember the Brock? It was like Daniel Bryan made a joke about how Ryback and was it on?
It was a table for 3. Yeah,
table for 3. Thank you. Where he Ryback was so excited to meet Brock Lesnar and wanted to impress him that he took Cialis to impress Brock Lesnar.
Oh, and I bet it was his liquid stuff.
Right. It all comes together because it all makes sense now because he was making liquid Cialis.
Sure.
But anyway, so he tells stories about them all pounding liquid Cialis and like going to Smoky Bones Barbecue. He loves to talk about Smoky Bones Barbecue, which is a franchise that apparently he worked at when he was trying to make it big as a wrestler. A common topic of Ryback's podcast is his past as like a server at Smoky Bones Barbecue.
Well, he definitely doesn't have a future, so.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
He's gone real. It's been surprising how quiet his career has been since he left. I mean, aside from like the podcast where he's regaling us with these kinds of stories, but he hasn't done anything notable. Like he's just done kind of pretty average indies. He hasn't done, I don't know, anything really. Are you guys worried about the future of Ryback? Do you think he's gonna ever come back to WWE? Do you think he's gonna make it?
I'm all right.
I think he'll bounce back, buddy. Yeah. I think he'll be fine. Don't worry.
I'd like to see Ryback in New Japan. Personally.
Well, that was. Do you ever? People were like, kind of like, I don't know, teasing he was going to be like the new Bullet Club member or something like that.
God.
And that
It ended up being Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, which in retrospect, maybe
Maybe they should have gone that route.
yes, maybe Ryback would have been more fun. I sometimes feel like maybe Ryback seems like he was like an okay guy and well liked, and he got teased relentlessly on that table for three by Daniel Bryan, which made me feel a little bad for him. But then he doesn't seem to be representing himself particularly well on his podcast.
Well, I have a Ryback anecdote.
Yes.
Or like a secondhand Ryback anecdote.
Fantastic.
So when I think of, and I'm a Ryback fan. I'll just go out and say it. I love Ryback. I love the Ryback.
All right. Cool.
I'm not necessarily a fan of whatever it is he does with himself now, but Ryback has provided me with a lot of genuine entertainment.
Sure.
So I went to an Evolve show. I think it was Evolve, and I was wearing a Ryback T-shirt.
Nice.
That had a picture of, I got it from Kmart Kids section, and it had a picture of Ryback ripping a sheet of notebook paper with his teeth, and it said, "Ryback ate my homework" on it. And I went up to Chris Hero's merch table to buy a shirt. And he looks at me and he goes, "Irony Ryback shirt, huh?" Which made me feel great. And so,
that's a little gross of old Chris Hero.
So, but I didn't take it. I thought he was kidding
Sure,
around. And so I'm like, no, I really do like Ryback. I'm serious. I'm a fan of Ryback. And he goes, Ryback's actually a really nice guy. Yeah. And I always took that to heart, that Chris Hero said that Ryback is actually a really nice guy.
I have heard very nice things about him. I've heard he seems to be well liked, but it just seems it's a shame that he doesn't seem to be able to present himself as you know what I mean? It's like it's a tough thing.
I
it's
have
like,
no proof of this, but I hear enough people say it.
Yeah, it's like if you have a friend who you like and you're a big fan of, but they are just weird around new people. So it's like I imagine Chris Hero introducing Ryback to his other friends, and Ryback's just tearing up notebooks with his teeth, and he's just like, no, he's a really nice guy. He's a really nice guy.
And Chris is like, actually, he's a cool guy.
He's a cool guy. It's just give him a second. Give him a second. Let him get out of the system.
If he offers you some liquid Cialis, just drink it.
I wonder if Chris Hero ever took Ryback's liquid Cialis.
He seems like
backstage.
a guy who'd be into dick juice. Yeah. I imagine Chris Hero being down with some dick juice. He seems like he'd be into it.
That's a bold statement. Oh my god.
I bet he'd say yes. I bet he's into it. I bet he didn't buy it, but I bet whenever, Ryback offered him like a free sample, just to kind of get the word buzzing, get some buzz going about his dick juice, he'd take it. He'd enjoy it.
I bet that he accepted the dick juice and pretended to drink it, but didn't actually drink it.
Do you think he just threw it away, or do you think he gave it to someone who would appreciate the dick juice?
I think he tossed it in the trash.
Do you think Ryback checks to make sure people took it?
Open your mouth.
Well, I mean, he wouldn't necessarily
pull down your pants. I gotta see.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, like I imagine like Ryback giving it to the other wrestlers, then kind of like nudging them later, saying, "Hey, how about that dick juice?"
or like you catch him glimpsing down at you every once in a while.
Yeah. Just like
and he's like nodding, like
yeah.
The thing that was perplexing about Ryback like telling this story about the dick juice is that he was making it sound like it was a party drug, not like it was for private time. Like the boys would all just like pound dick juice and then go to a bar.
Just hanging out. Just a bunch of boys just hanging out. Just slamming shots of dick juice.
Oh, and he said he said that ODB, the wrestler, drank the dick juice too.
Huh. Did he elaborate on the effects, or like, what was the result of what happens to a lady drinking dick juice? That's an interesting question that I would like the Ryback podcast.
You should
answer.
tweet that to Ryback.
He blocked me.
Just ask him on his hashtag. Maybe he'll answer your question.
No, Ryback is a wrestler who blocked me, and I can't remember why, because I don't
Really?
Yeah, I don't think. I'm pretty sure I never tweeted at him. So I think he must have vanities, because I think this is like, back in like 2012 when he first debuted, and I probably was one of the chuckleheads saying snarky things about, oh, look at the new big guy. And I regret, I hope I didn't hurt his feelings. So, I'm not proud of this blocking. But that's life sometimes. Sometimes you get blocked.
Cialis is also used to treat enlarged prostates, so he might just be out there trying to help his boys.
There we go. Well,
That's a good point.
all of Ryback's FCW class, they just got the healthiest prostates in the biz. They're gonna live forever, baby. Because the number one cause of wrestler death is, prostate cancer. So these boys are gonna be fine. He's just looking out for his boys. Ah, man.